Welcome to day 7 on our trip to Taiwan. On day 7, we started out in Jiufen and we took a walk around town. We started out by getting breakfast, which was complimentary with our room, and then visited a temple and headed out on the road. Breakfast was served at a restaurant in town. It's complimentary with our room, as it was listed as a B&B. It was a beautiful view and a great breakfast. We got a relatively early start to our day, so we beat the tourist traffic. Therefore, we had the temple pretty much all to ourselves. Here, Melody was trying to explain to me the slightly complex way where you purchase things to burn or sacrifice at the altars as part of religion or deities or gods or superstitions. After finding a town map at the Family Mart, Melody promptly went the opposite direction of where we had planned and found a pavilion with a great view, and I couldn't find her for about 5 minutes. This is a quick tour of our room. I didn't talk to the camera a lot on this trip because I was still feeling pretty tired and heat exhausted. But yeah, this is what we had. It was pretty interesting. Low angle. That was a quick tour of our room, and where are we at again? Jiufen. And yeah, 2 stories. It's a really nice place. Nice views all over the place. A little bit hazy today, but yeah, this was a really cool place. Although the stairs are really loud and creaky, so I'm glad we didn't stay up here last night. Because every time anyone got up, they'd wake the other person up. Okay, heading out.
After getting some scooter help to get our suitcases back down to our car, we walked down the hill and got back in our car and headed out. We can see here with the crowds what we dodged by getting out early. All the tour buses have now arrived, and you can see it's pretty crowded. We're happy we're heading out of town and to some less crowded places. As Google Maps often does, it routed us down this really remote 1.5 lane road instead of the main highway that actually goes to the same spot. The good part about this was that we got to see some pretty interesting things, like some graveyards and some other things along the way. After we left our little viewpoint, we immediately hit construction traffic. The construction traffic was quickly followed by city traffic, which we would be dealing with for most of the rest of the day. I was pretty surprised by the extremely elaborate graves that they had here in Taiwan, and you can see this whole hill is covered in these fancy grave sites. Melody told me it was bad luck to film and put these in a video, but I'm doing it anyways. We had bookmarked this lighthouse as a place to see, and you can see the parking lot is not very big. However, we did get extremely lucky in that 2 cars were pulling out right as we were pulling in, so the van in front of us, and we also got parking. Our next stop of the day was also a place we found in Google Maps and bookmarked, And they have a huge parking lot. They actually had 2 huge parking lots, and we were very happy to find that we could park and walk around as much as we wanted.
What were you looking for?
The show.
Where's that?
Over here. 你要石花冻还有没有？石花冻可以只买一个吗？可以啊。你要袋子吗？不用。好。欢迎你，贝贝。来，40，谢谢您。
Interesting. Topographical map of Taiwan.
Oh, how do you know?
Look at it.
Oh, yes.
There's the point.
Yeah.
I can read it. It says something.
So you have to watch out for the waves.
Okay, so we just got to our room in the pond, right? We're not sure. That's how it's spelled in English. And there's a little bit of a rigmarole for check-in. You can't wear shoes in the building, stuff like that. But this is going to be a quick tour of our room. Oh, we got to close that drape. We already closed the drapes out to the front patio. That's a public space, so the people can't see straight into our room. So we've got a quick view of our slightly upsized room they gave us, which is 2 queen beds. And it's really nice and clean and brand new. And then fancy toilet, and a fancy sink, a ridiculously big fancy tub, and a really nice shower. So everything's really cool in here. It's really nice and fancy and clean, all brand new. We drove up and it's obviously a brand new building that they just made probably in the last year at the most. Okay, that's the end of our room tour.
After we checked in, our B&B host insisted on giving us some cake. I'm not quite sure what it was for. It was some sort of a tradition, but it was very delicious. Since we were staying next to a small town, the owner of the B&B went ahead and made reservations for a local restaurant for us. We're assuming he got a kickback because when we arrived, we found out he had already reserved the most expensive meal on the menu for us, and that's what we got. And to cap off our video, I wanted to point out that a road trip in Taiwan is not a road trip until you've been to 7-Eleven and chosen from many very interesting flavors of chips for your drive around the island. Here's a few options that we saw that we thought were pretty different.